Dixon, and I will be performing Happiness, Hostility, and Hope, what TVA gave the South. Thank you. Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA. What is TVA? The Tennessee Valley Authority is a federal corporation that was started by President Roosevelt to help lift the nation up during the Great Depression and to help make life better for a lot of people in the South. My name is Marilyn. TVA and I were both born in the spring of the early 1930s. Like springtime, the birth of TVA was a new time of life for the South. I know it had a huge impact on my life and the lives of many other people. You'll see how TVA was born and how it grew through my eyes, and with the help of two other women, a farm lady, Loma Taylor, and a housewife. But first, we'll start with the little girl. Like most births, TVA's was exciting and scary, but full of hope. Can you believe it? In just 1 minute, the President of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, is going to drive past my house in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I bet you don't know why. He is coming for the dedication of the Chickamauga Dam today on September 2nd, 1940. But before the President became the President, things had been real bad. Prior to TVA in 1929, per capita income in the Tennessee Valley was 45% of the national average. This Great Depression that we're in has been going on my entire life. So many people don't have jobs that my daddy told me if a stranger knocks on our kitchen door looking for food, that I should make him a sandwich. I think I've made 3 sandwiches just this last month. Anyway, in the President's honor, my class wrote reports about the Tennessee Valley Authority, and me, Marilyn, only 9 years old, got the best mark on my report. I just love reciting it. By the Act of Congress on May 18, 1933, it created the Tennessee Valley Authority. The purpose is to improve the navigation and to provide for the flood control of the Tennessee River, to provide for the reforestation and proper use of the marginal lands in the Tennessee Valley, to provide for the agricultural and industrial development of the valley, to provide for the national defense by creation of a corporation for the operation of government properties. Oh yes, Daddy, I'll be out in just a minute. The Tennessee Valley includes the territory that drains into the Tennessee River and its tributaries. This includes a great part of Tennessee and portions of 6 other states: Virginia, North Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, and Kentucky. The authority is a corporation owned by the government. The authority is administrated by a board of directors made up of 3 members: Arthur Morgan, Harcourt Morgan, and David Lippenthal, all appointed by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Since then, there have been 5 dams constructed and are currently operating. They are the Norris Dam, the Wheeler Dam, Pickwick Landings Dam, the Guntersville Dam, oh, and of course the Chickamauga Dam. I hear people cheering. He must be getting closer. I'm coming, Daddy, I'm coming. Mr. President, Mr. President, hi, hi, Mr. President, Mr. President. All the talk around here is how TVA is going to stop floods by damming up the Tennessee River. What you don't know is TVA is about the whole mess of folks' land so they can flood it and control the river. What they don't tell you is they're going to get your land, come hell or high water. Well, my daddy wouldn't take their price. Both he and my mama were old, and they bought all this. So I went over one morning to my folks' house, and he was sitting on that there porch for a man who was working with TVA. My folks had refused the price, and they'd been taken into court. But he came back there, and he had them crying. Them are old. I might have too much of a temper, but that would just raise the temper of anybody. Well, I wanted to know what was wrong. My daddy wouldn't talk. My mama told me it was wrong. She said that he came over there, and he told them that they just had so long to get out. They had to take that price, and they had to get. Well, that just flew all over me that my old mama and daddy were being rooted out where they had roots. Then somebody coming along there treating them like they were simpletons. I didn't know nothing and turn them apart like that. So I decided to go over there and I said, now you listen. They have a lawyer handling this, and they don't have to get out until they get a fair price. And they don't have to get out at that time anyway. So you best be get up and leave. I'm not having my mama and daddy all stirred up like this and torn to pieces. But still, he would not leave. So then I said, there's a good shotgun sitting inside that door there. If you don't get off this hill, I'll just have to use it on you. My daddy said, don't do that. But boy, that federal man, he was running, he was scared. I said, don't you come back here and stir my mom and daddy. That's enough. And he didn't come back. Wow. Isn't that something? That David Lippenthal. He's one of the presidents of TVA, has an idea how me and other farm wives like these newfangled electrical appliances. Well, you see out here in the country, it's hard to get electricity. And when you got it, you can't hardly afford the electrical appliances to use. So TVA is going to fix that through the Electric Home and Farm Authority. I know know I would much rather have an electric stove rather than this here wood-burning stove. So Mr. Littenfeld says, all I gotta do is I gotta go down to the store and pick me out an electric stove that has a TVA stamp of approval on it. I'd make a down payment there at the store, and the payment would appear in my electricity bill for the next 3 years. That means I would still get my electricity, I get the appliance at a lower cost, and an easier way to pay, which makes my life just a little bit better. So there you have it. TVA really has made a difference to himself. Yes, things sure have changed since I saw FDR go by my house 20 years ago. In fact, I just started my new job here at TVA in the Land Branch Division. We're still buying up land from folks to get that power out there. So as long as the rivers keep flowing, those dams will make life better for people in the Tennessee Valley by controlling floods and giving us cheap electricity, which helps the area. TVA has helped the industry expand more rapidly in the Tennessee Valley than in the nation as a whole. Or in the larger Southeast region, manufacturing wages and salaries have grown by 807% as of 1960. Who would have thought that that little girl would be an important part of the South? Who would have thought? Yes? Who would have thought that that little girl and that TVA employee would be my Grandma Marilyn? She worked at TVA for another 32 years, and TVA continued to help the area too. According to 2011 Site Selection Journal, TVA retained 43,000 jobs and $4.9 billion to the area. Now this would have never happened without the creation of TVA in 1933. What an incredible turning point to the South. TVA. Thank you.